and welcome. My name is Yvonne. Today's subject is twin flames. Is it just a myth? Do they not really exist? And why do I come up with this one? You might wonder, you're like, what? We're on our journey. We're so certain that they exist. Why do you come up with, is it just a myth? Well, I'm telling you why I come up with it, because I get emails that are, or comments that are like, oh my God, what kind of information does this person have? Like, come on. Or like I get told off, like, don't talk about twin flames because they are not real. It's just to leave people in cycles and not have them get anywhere. So that's why I'm treating this. And also, you know, if you get rejected maybe once in a while by your twin flame, there can be that little, you know, that little ego devil voice which goes like, oh, you just think this is real. In fact, it's not. What are you even doing? You're trying to be with a person who clearly doesn't want you. So there might be times where you're like, is this all real? Am I just making this up? Do I just want to believe in it because it's like so nice, you know, the thought of having your perfect partner? Do I just want to believe it, but while in fact it's not even true? What is it? So that's why I'm addressing the subject, to actually say it once and for all. Of course, you've heard it before, but repeat it once and for all, that twin flames are not a myth. They do exist. They do not only exist, they are a reality, which is the same thing, we know. Okay, but they are real and they are a reality. What has changed? Like, is it something new? Is it something that all of a sudden, like some spiritual guru in his little cave came up with and was like, oh, let me spread this one. Let me see what happens. You know, I'm just going to talk about twin flames for now, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe people go for it. Let's see what happens. And if you Google it nowadays on the internet, you're like, twin flames, whatever. Twin flames, telepathy, twin flames, communication, twin flames, oracle card readings, twin flames, whatever, sex. Whatever you Google it, you can see how like the internet blows up, like your browser goes like insane because there's so many search results for twin flames. So it must have worked really well if that guru was the one coming up with it, right? Well, it's about the principle of where there is smoke, there is fire. If everyone talks about it, and it's, even though it's like completely different information that different sources give you, right? But still, the term twin flames is out there. So it's meant to be here. So there's something to it, right? So yeah, it's something that exists. And how do you know? Like, how do you know it's not just a myth? Well, think back when you were like 5 years old, 3 years old, 7, 8, 12. What was your thought back then? Were you like, oh, I think in this life, all I really want to do is like get divorced maybe 4 times. And then, I want to be cheated on maybe twice. And then I want to be, I want to like have my last husband leave me for good. And then I want to die alone in the nursery home. No, probably not, right? You didn't think, oh, I want a very complicated romantic life that drives me insane. You probably thought, oh, I think by the age of 25, I'll be married and I'll have a dog and 2 kids, right? That's probably what you thought. Well, anyways, if it wasn't precisely like that, it certainly involved a second person. It involved like the knight on the horse coming in and like catching you and being with you and spending the life with you. You know what I mean? There was probably a thought of, oh, the one, I'm going to meet the one, and the one will come at this or that age, or if I'm patient enough, I'll meet the one. So there was that thought of, there's someone right out there for myself. And this is actually the proof that it does exist. Because where does it come from that you think, oh, I'm going to meet my perfect partner, friend, lover, like my perfect complement? Where do you think that comes from? The desire. Well, it's a divine desire. Like the desire has been put in your heart by God. So God wants you to go for it. God wants you to be with your perfect partner and lover. God wants you to live with your ideal partner and be happy. God wants you to love you this way. He wants to give you his love through your perfect partner. So this desire is proof that you didn't make this up or you didn't come up with it. It was there all along because it's who you are. It's in your heart. You are your desires. Okay? So what if there's people saying, oh, it's just a phase, it's just a trend, you know, like everyone talks about twin flames now, and it'll pass and it'll go away again. And why didn't we have twin flames like 50 years ago or 500 years ago? Well, remember back then when we all thought the earth was I don't know that word in English, flat, right? Flat. When we all thought the earth was flat, but in fact, is the earth flat? Rhetorical questions for you guys to see if you're still awake. The earth was never flat, right? It was always like this, a little ball, right? So back then, when people thought it was flat, it wasn't flat. Even back then, we just didn't have the awareness that it wasn't. Right? So what have we gained between back then and now? Has the earth changed? No, it has not. It's just our awareness that became such that we now know and we can prove, because science always goes on to prove divine truth, that now we can prove that the earth is in fact round and not flat. So nothing has changed. It has been a reality all along. And the same is with twin flames. That was a truth many, many years ago already. We just were too busy getting food in our mouths and maybe sleep and maybe a warm house for all these years, or we were fighting wars. Who knows? I know there's still wars today. Yes, I'm not saying there aren't. But from a like sort of priorities perspective, it wasn't like, oh, I want to meet the love of my life. It was like, how can we survive? You know, like, who do I have to marry in order to have food all my life and to have a nice life and not freeze to death in Canadian winter, for example? You know what I mean? That's not too long ago that's how we entered marriage, by saying, okay, how can I make sure my kids are going to be well off? And we don't have to look far. This is still happening today in a big way. It's still happening today. That's the relationships you can see where it's like, okay, I'm not sure if those two love each other. Like, take him and take his Ferrari away, take his big ass job away, take his big house away, take his vacation home on the beach away, and I want to know if that girl, Susan, is still going to be in love with that guy. You know, those are those kinds. But anyways, we're getting lost. I'm getting lost. I was saying that it wasn't reality back then, but we're focusing. It's almost sort of a luxury. It's like a luxury car. You know, you couldn't even think of buying 100 years ago because it was like too expensive, and nowadays all of a sudden you're able to think about it. So it's similar with the twin flames. It's like there wasn't room to think of that. Maybe it was some people knew about it, but not really. And today it has become a necessity. Do you say that? Yes, necessity to have the earth change into something better. So it's no coincidence that today we're all becoming aware that it's in fact true. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I hope it helped you. I started out with a French video and I wanted to add 2-3 things, and I saw, wow, the time is going by so fast, I can't really do it. But you can expect other videos around myths, because I think like twin flame myths, if you want so, because I wanted to cover this one in this video, and I'll cover some other things in some other videos. Okay, I love you all very much. I thank you for your attention, for your kind comments. You always leave me kind comments. And I am saying talk soon and love you. Bye.